Hello, and welcome back to Race Recap. My name is Jackson. Just about a week ago, we had the truck drivers racing on the dirt at Knoxville. But that's not Knoxville, Tennessee. It's in Knoxville, Iowa. Of course, the Cup Series in the Xfinity had the weekend off for Father's Day. And unfortunately, this last weekend, the sport of NASCAR lost a true icon. Bruton Smith passed away. He shaped the sport into what it is today, and he actually owned the Charlotte Motor Speedway, my home track, which I go to a bunch, and you'll see some videos from that in the Charlotte Roval later on in the year. Now, before we get into the recap, we had the heat races, which we always do on the dirt, and they were each 15 laps apiece, and actually all went caution-free. The first one went to John Hunter Nemechek, the second went to Carson Hocevar. Haley Deegan in the one truck got the third, and then her teammate at DGM was Todd Gilliland winning the fourth heat race. And Todd Gilliland, of course, son of David Gilliland, Cup driver coming to run for his father on Father's Day weekend. Now, of course, two drivers were sent home after this race because 38 were entered, only 36 can race. Norm Benning, trying to make his first start in his second try, unfortunately did not quite have enough speed to finish. And then it was Brandon Mitchell, who was in the 53 Sparks car, or truck. I've never seen that truck before on track or really anywhere, but he did not make the race either. But his brother Bryson Mitchell did in the G2G entry in number 46. So, the race was 150 laps. The first caution was the 40 truck of Dean Thompson spun. The second caution was when the Tanner Gray car in the 15 truck spun out, and the 12 of Spencer Boyd spun to avoid and made a little bit of contact with the side door, but they were both able to drive away without much damage. The third caution was stage one winner Carson Hocevar, of course, battling through that foot injury he got back at Gateway a few weeks ago. The fourth caution was for Jessica Friesen, wife of Stuart Friesen, and she spun out on the apron and hit one of the little dirtles, as it's been called. It's like a curb but made of dirt, and her tire, I guess, dug into it, and she did a full flip, landed on all four tires, and somehow the broadcast crew missed this. I had to see it from a few videos from the grandstands I was looking at later on, and not sure how they missed it. It's just a small dirt oval track, but fortunately Jessica was okay. Her truck, however, was not. She was able to drive it away because there wasn't much damage from the dirt, but it would later end her day. The fifth caution was right out on that restart. The 42 of Carson Hocevar, more bad luck, had his engine expire on the outside line, leaving fluid on track and having to come to a stop. The sixth caution was a stage 2 winner, Todd Gilliland. The seventh caution was when Bryson Mitchell in that 46 truck spun out, or didn't spin, but he got up pretty high into the outer groove and made a little bit of contact with the outside wall. Then the eighth caution was when the 02 of Kaz Grala spun around and the 91 of Colby Howard slid to avoid. That might not have been the caution, though, because there was another incident on track. The 22 of Brett Moffitt got hard up into the outside wall. The broadcast crew actually missed this as well. He got up on two wheels. He rode the wall down the front straightaway, came back onto the track, and ran in the back of Tanner Gray, leaving a little bit of damage there. But that did end Brett Moffitt's day. And the ninth and final caution was when Jack Wood, the 24, spun. And the checkers went to the 17 of Todd Gilliland, getting his dad the owner win on Father's Day weekend. So the top 10 here were Todd Gilliland, John Hunter Nemechek, Zane Smith, Ty Majeski, Stuart Friesen, the dirt driver, Derek Kraus, who thought he could point his way in. Of course, there are only 2 more races after this one until the playoffs begin, or after 3 more races. They'll have Nashville and then a few weekends mid-Ohio, and the cutoff race will be at Pocono. And Derek Kraus needs to point his way in. He thought he could, but now it's looking like he might need a win because he was docked 10 points after qualifying for a problem with a ballast. He was changing a ballast, and that really set him back. He was in minus 37 back to 7th place, who was right behind him in the race, Matt Crafton. And then it was Grant Enfinger, Tyler Ankrum, who will need to win to get in, and Ben Rhodes. And then DNF's Brett Moffitt out with an accident. Bryson Mitchell had throttle issues, Jessica Friesen brake issues, most likely from that accident. Engine problems for Carson Hocevar, and Tyler Carpenter in the 41 at Al Neese, Carson Hocevar's teammate, was out at that same time. Actually, they pulled into the same spot beside each other, both out at the same time. He had a problem with his drive shaft. Well, that's all for race recap. Come join us next weekend when we have all 3 series racing at the mile and a third at Nashville on the concrete.